Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99 podcast. We've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. I'm joined today with Slothy. Slothy, how's it going?
Oh, it's going just great. A long weekend, so can't complain. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. We also have some other great people with us. We've got Brian. Brian, how's everything been?
Oh, it's been going. You know, life.
Keeping busy, keeping the dream alive?
Yeah, you know it. We've been playing a lot of D&D lately.
It's always good. Me and Brian played some Magic this weekend. Had a great time playing. Yes. And we have another guest. We've got John from the Cryptic Commander podcast. John, how's it going?
Oh, Jan, first off, I want to thank you for letting me come back on the show, man. I'm doing great. I'm over here at the LAX Hilton in the United States, right? And I've got a big list of things to do today. Like right now I'm doing the podcast with you guys. I got to go downstairs and do a vending table. Then I got to turn back up, do I'm getting so flustered here. I've got to I got to do an interview with Jeff Lobenstein, the artist, which I'm really stoked about. Then I got to go edit the podcast, release it, and then I got to go back down and vend. And then last but not least, I got to run back upstairs and throw a double-headed giant commander event. So I'm stoked, man. I'm pretty happy.
A busy day for sure. It sounds like a good time. Where can everyone find your podcast if they're interested in checking it out?
Pretty much everywhere you can get your podcasts. Just like on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. The Cryptic Commander.
Yeah, definitely go check John out. This week it's obviously pre-release weekend, so I hope everyone who had a chance to get out actually went and played some cards. I picked up actually a fair bit of product early on, and I was able to build some stuff this weekend. It really was a good time. So we're going to go through, we're actually kind of late on this. I didn't realize the set was coming out so soon, but that's every set right now. It's going to be spoiler season again a week from now, I'm sure. It's
right.
a lot. It's a lot.
It's always spoiler season.
Yeah, it's always spoiler season.
So much project. But Dominaria United is Magic's 30th anniversary set, so they did a lot of pretty cool things with it. I wanted to talk about, before we even get into anything, they did another cycle of tapped dual lands. So I really like those. Like Molten Tributary is land, island, mountain, taps for either island or a mountain. It enters tapped. I still strongly believe the same thing I've always believed. You should play those tap lands as real dual lands, and we can all just be adults and not have to spend $5,000 on a land base.
Yeah.
I really like those cards for that. I think the artwork on them is beautiful. At best, you play them the way I play them, and your playgroup has just more fun and has more money in their pockets. At worst, they're all beautifully illustrated lands that you can fetch out. They'll work with things like a Karametra. You can windswept heat these to the battlefield. Anything that'll fetch a basic land type will get these. So they are going to be great cards, regardless of if you adopt my budget rule. But yeah, I really like it. The Plain Swamp, the Sunlit Marsh, just a phenomenally beautiful card. The artists in this set actually really did beautiful work across the whole thing.
No faithless looting in the set.
No faithless looting in this set.
I think that was the last set I was in.
The stained glass arts as well, the full art ones are just phenomenally beautiful. Like foiling a deck out with those obviously is going to be a little pricey at the moment because everyone wants them, but they are just great. Like the island.
Speaking of foiling, isn't there a new spark foil or something?
I don't know. I never pay attention to their 18 kinds of foil. If it's I'm like a crow. If it's shiny, I'm interested.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to double back. You said it's the 30th anniversary?
Yeah, this is the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Wow, I have been so far out of the news. Well, I guess GG Wizards.
Yeah, they did a lot. They put some stuff in, like a lot of, there's the whole Legends thing that they mysteriously found and put into the wink wink. It's not reprints, guys. Wink wink. Trust me.
Yeah, I did my math, and I'm like, I've been playing for 29 years, and then, maybe I was a late bloomer because I played late 1993, but I don't know when it officially started or anything like that. So I think they're right on the nose. Like this time frame where we're at right now is like this month is when it started 30 years ago. So I'm thinking, wow, man, basically we would have got game in alpha.
I was in middle school.
Right? Yeah.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
Not everyone kept the Magic dream alive so long, but it is nice to have a lot of these old cards, I will say. We're going to just jump right into spoilers because there's so many. I know a few of you guys may have to jump off, so a few of us may just finish it alone, just let us know if it's getting close to that time, and we'll go from there. There's so many versions of these cards. It's incredible. The collector boosters are going to find you a ton. We're going to talk with, first and foremost, basically the face set of the card, which is a Johnny Sleeper agent. It's one green, then one Phyrexian hybrid, so either Phyrexian green, Phyrexian white, and a white. For legendary planeswalker, a Johnny's completed, so you can pay it with either the hybrid or the 2-life. +1, it starts 4 loyalty. +1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker, put it on the battlefield. Put it into your hand, sorry. Otherwise, you may put it on to the bottom of your library. -3, distribute 3/1/1 counters among 3 target creatures. They gain vigilance. -6, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. It's a phenomenally annoying emblem.
Yeah.
I haven't personally.
I was reading this Phyrexian version along with that, but I couldn't understand. I'm kidding.
I haven't seen anyone play this one yet. Obviously, the set's just come out. People are still cracking products. But what a phenomenally annoying emblem to get off. Like, this is going to go into Atraxa for sure.
I was going to be surprised if you said that you already have.
Oh, no. I wish this isn't my kind of degeneracy. Land destruction, for sure. Did I counter Brian's land search? I countered a Farseek this weekend? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was not happy with you there.
I know.
Wouldn't this be like the second completed planeswalker they produced so far?
I think so. Maybe the third. Or no, I think it's just Tameo, right?
Yeah, Tameo, right. My question is, I think this is now a thing. I think they're going to do a lot of completed planeswalkers.
Well, they War of the Spark was kind of a quick lore part of it. It was kind of their way to end the old planeswalkers and make way for the new story of Magic, right? Like Jace, Gideon, all of those were the planeswalkers. Basically, we all grew up with. They were the main parts of the story, but that story's done now. And they're introducing new planeswalkers, and those new planeswalkers are kind of not that relevant if you have someone like Karn, Johnny, Elspeth, Liliana all around in like the main story. So these older planeswalkers dying off, becoming kind of the new enemies, is a sad ending for them story-wise, but it makes more sense because they're essentially just too strong to be on the good guy side right now, right? Like, they've got like decades of experience. Yeah. They're all hyper powerful. They fought the Eldrazi. Like, it's,
Yeah, the Gatewatch is like super friends,
Yeah, so it's nice to see them making a way because, like Will and Rowan, for instance, right? They're interesting planeswalkers. They're cool to see in the story, but what are they going to do against, like, actual Liliana? Like, if you're just being realistic, actual Liliana is going to murder them.
They're going to scoop.
Yeah, like, actual Liliana's slightly more powerful.
Yeah.
So I've been saying it for a while now, especially with the more and more these emblems have been getting a little bit outrageous. There needs to be emblem removal here soon, because
we do need some emblem hate, something.
I've been saying this ever since I first started seeing emblems, man.
Yeah.
The very first emblem, like, so there's nothing to get rid of this emblem. Like, nothing yet. And it's like, okay, it's been 15 years.
Yeah, because, like, I've already seen so many times that planeswalkers have just been exploited from, like, when you double their loyalty as soon as they enter and can alt this.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I don't want to die poison that way.
Well, yeah, with the new Vorinclex or a doubling season out, a Johnny hitting the field will give you the alt on the first turn.
It's really weird to me that you got 4 versions of different...
5 versions.
5.
Yeah, there's 5.
Wow, I just now saw that. 5 versions.
Yeah, it's taken up a second row.
It's trippy, man.
And then only 2 of the runner-up planeswalker.
The runner-up planeswalker, though, is no joke. Like, Brian, you take this runner-up one.
So we got Jaya, Fiery Negotiator, 2 and 2 red. Obviously, legendary planeswalker Jaya. +1, create a 1/1 red monk creature token with prowess. Or you can -1 and exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them, and you may play that card this turn. -2, choose target creature and opponent controls. And whenever you attack this turn, Jaya Fiery Negotiator deals damage equal to the number of attacking creatures to that creature. Or -8, you get an emblem with, whenever you cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy it twice. You may choose new targets for that copies.
Like, what an absurd... I will Chaos Warp 3 times at 3 mana?
Yeah.
Oh, lightning blow you for 9.
Yeah,
I
one
can
mana
see so
9.
much abuse. There's so much you can do with that.
What's that suspend one for 0?
Oh, yeah, there's a well, the other thing too is just imagine how phenomenally annoying it would be to Wheel of Fortune 3 times. Yeah.
I need it.
Draw,
I need
discard,
it
draw,
now.
discard, draw, discard. Brian does have the Wheel of Fortune to do it.
I do have the Snake Uzar.
Yeah. We did Joda last weekend for anyone who caught that episode. I love Joda. I built Joda on paper already, and I'm just waiting for my physical Joda. And oh man, Joda's bonkers.
Joda's great.
Yeah, I will re-go over his ability for anyone who missed it. It is a white, blue, black, red, green for a legendary human wizard 5/5. Legendary creatures you control get XX, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. Joda counts himself, so Joda is always a 6/6 minimum. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land with lesser mana value. You can cast without paying its mana cost. Put the bottom on the random order. It's legendary creature roulette. The episode speaks for itself, and it's such a silly ability.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Slothy, you want this?
Well,
I do. Next up, we've got Karn Living Legacy. 4 mana, 4 loyalty legendary planeswalker Karn. You can +1 him to create a tapped Power Stone token. It's an artifact with tap it to add colorless. Can only be spent to cast, or can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. A little bit of a double negative there. -1. Pay any amount of mana, look at that many cards from the top of your library, and put one of those cards into your hand, the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. And -7, you get an emblem with tap an untapped artifact you control, and this emblem deals 1 damage to any target.
Yeah.
It feels rather underwhelming compared to some of the cards we've gotten.
I actually wish that they had made this a can be your commander card finally.
Yeah.
Because this would have been such a nice option for a commander card. Number one, it's going to make you ramp and gives you the artifact tribal. You've got the ability to go through the deck. You've got an emblem, so something to do with your kind of useless-ish artifacts you're putting in the deck. This could have been a really, really fun commander to build around, and then they're just like, no, can't have it.
Yeah, I would love this guy to be a commander.
I would definitely play a game against that if someone said, hey, I made a Karn commander deck, do you mind if I play it? I don't think it's an overpowered, broken thing, because you can't stack these emblems, right? The emblem can only tap to deal 1 damage anyways.
Oh, I'm looking over the card, and it's not Golo.
Golos shouldn't have been banned. Golos is the best. I love Golos.
Yeah, Golos is...
Shrine curses.
Do you want to take this next one, John?
Oh, sure. Karn's Silex. I think the Silex is a main part of the storyline this time. It's a legendary artifact. It costs 3. It says when Karn Silex enters the battlefield, am I saying it right? Silex?
Mm-hmm.
Players can't pay life to cast spells or to activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. And the bottom reads, X tap, exile Karn Silex, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less, activate only as a sorcery. So we get another board wipe, and it's standard legal.
I find this phenomenally underwhelming.
I know who's going to really love this card.
I like it.
Dean. Dean's going to love this one.
Well, it just, all it does is that you can't pay life, and paying life isn't like a main staple right now.
No.
It does more than that, too. Because like the, I had it in my last commander deck I had.
Yeah, like I run all those enchantments. The pay 2 to activate, for activated abilities to cost 2 more, or prevent activated abilities of artifacts. This just stops them unless they aren't mana abilities.
No, but that's it's only for things that cost you to pay life. It doesn't stop activated abilities.
I misread.
Yeah, if it did stop activated abilities, I would think so too. But the fact that it's also only as a sorcery.
Okay, I reread that. I see what you're saying. Wow, I didn't read that right.
Yeah, if it had read the way that it should be, where it stops activated abilities that aren't mana abilities and paying life, phenomenally designed card. Enters tapped makes sense. The board wipe, but that's what I mean. It enters tapped. You can only use it as a sorcerer. I just find that like a weak mythic.
This would be
this
should be a rare, not mythic.
Yes, as a rare, I'd be like, okay, cool. But I feel so far this would be like the feel bad mythic of the set. But like Slothy, feel free to take this next lovely reprint they gave us.
I would love to. So this next one is Liliana of the Veil. 1 double black for a 3 loyalty legendary planeswalker Liliana. +1 to have each player discard a card. -2, each player or target player sacrifices a creature. And -6, separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in the pile of their choice.
See what I mean? Like, you can get like a Liliana the Veil or a Karn Silence as your mythic slot.
Compare that to this.
Yikes. Yeah, it feels a little bad. I actually love Rith. I like all the Elder Dragons a lot, and I am not super excited on this based on what I wanted it to do. Like, the old Rith is such a good token generator, but this one's really cool if you don't compare it to the old one, and its artwork is really, really awesome looking. It's a 5/5 dragon. It should be an Elder Dragon as well. I don't know why it's not. It's even named Rith Liberated Primeval. But regardless, it's 2, 1 green, 1 red, 1 green, 1 white. It has Flying Ward 2, 5/5. Other dragons have Ward 2, which is just a phenomenal ability. Like, you're going to want to run this in any dragon tribal that can fit this in.
Or like a tribal deck, like with all those clones and everything. Like, that'd be fantastic.
Oh yeah, like if you were in the like a shapeshifter tribal Morophon kind of deck. Yep. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature or planeswalker an opponent controlled was dealt excess damage this turn, you create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. Yeah,
I stay away from dragons, but I will say I'm starting to like blue dragons more.
Oh, the blue dragons are getting cool.
If you think about it, you could put that in one of my favorite commanders this year. And instead of getting a 4/4 dragon, you get a 3/1 dog.
Oh yeah,
a Doge
in Ginny Faye.
Absolutely,
Ginny Faye is cool. The next one is a really phenomenal mythic that they took as well. Brian, you take this because I know you haven't seen this one.
So we have Sarah Paragon, right? I didn't skip anything. Yeah. So creature angel, and she costs 2 and 2 white. We got flying. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land card from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. If you do, it gains when this permanent is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, exile it, and you gain 2 life. That's neat, because then that actually, I want to get that for my landfall deck, because then later on in the game, my fetch lands actually do something else other than just go to the graveyard.
Yeah, double up on your fetches, use them twice, just even being able to get like a good card back. This in a blink deck as well, especially something where you can get those cards that you've brought back in flickered, because then they're a new instance, they don't have that permanent. It's not when they leave the battlefield, it's when they go to the graveyard from the battlefield.
Yep.
I was definitely thinking flicker with this.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a really, really cool card, and I love Angels as a tribe. They've really, really been stacking the power in the white color pie still, because everyone complains that white's too weak. And I still don't think white's weak. I just think people don't like to do what white does, which is like annoying hate bears and land destruction.
Well, I don't want to disagree with you, but I just want to put my opinion out there that I think white has been watered down for a long time. And with them fixing white for like the last 2 years, white's become a lot stronger so much that, I mean, Slothy, you know me, man. I love blue, right? I'm thinking about being an all-white player, mono white, baby. Look at Wandering Emperor, it's crazy.
It's I think that white has for sure cemented itself as the best secondary color you can add.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because any color that you add, like Orzhov, great color. Selesnya, great color. Like Azorius, great color. Like all of them. I even like Boros. Like just the protection and life gain while you're trying to get that red aggro up. Like I just think that white really complements every color in the game.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay, but it's so sad that we all agree with you for the majority part, right? Even the listeners, but that's not good for white. Going, hey, it's like it's great support. I mean, that's all we can say about white. But now that it's this strong, you can actually build white by itself, and you gotta feel ashamed or nothing. It's like you can do this. So it's just so powerful. White's so powerful. Peddler.
I've always played white. Like even I think all of my decks are offset white. Like even when I first started playing Magic, I think my very first standard deck was around Scourge time frame was white clerics. Let me gain that life, prevent that damage.
Yeah.
Swing with some overly large creature.
I do like this Angel, though, from the history of Magic, Angels usually are slow and clunky. Sarah Angel being one of the first, like once you get Sarah Angel on board, you're pretty much going to win the game. But with this being a 3/4, flying, and all this text, this is a dream come true for white players.
Oh, yeah. Well, even just being able to know that you can so easily in white, like, throw away a command sphere just to replay your command sphere, like, get that early draw, get it back in, like...
Exactly.
Yeah, it is really going to help out. The uses I generally would have for it are, like, something like your Lotus Petals, like your 0 mana kind of things that you're throwing away that way. Just to be able to get something like that back so early. I don't care if it gets exiled because I'm getting my use out of it twice. Like, I don't know. Like, this would just play very well in a partner theme deck, especially like if you're going off with like a Jeweled Lotus bright and early, you get Jeweled Lotus back again. It's a lot of mana to be hitting the board.
Yep. Wait,
am I getting Shana?
Yeah, Shanna's the next one I really, really like. This is a card that I'm very excited to build. It was my first pack that I cracked of the set with pre-release stuff. Had one of these, and it's just such a great card. Please go ahead.
Let me read this bad puppy real quick. It's 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue. Legendary creature, human warrior. Life link, a 3/3 body. It simply says at the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, draw X cards. X cannot be greater than the amount of life you gain this way. This turn. This turn, not this way, this turn. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I really, really like that card's ability.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be my next commander.
Because it's everything Brian and I like in a commander personally. Like it's got the control colors that Brian likes of being able to counterspell stuff, right? It has like your ability for a Smothering Tides, but also your life gain. Like any of those things that give you the good life gain effects are generally going to be found in your more white. And it has the green to ramp it up, like the green for the mana. And yeah, you can. This is a deck that wants a lot of free mana. You're going to have all those green Seedborn to untap, Awakening to get your lands untapped. So paying the mana, gaining the life, drawing 13 cards at end step.
Smothering Tithe.
Yeah, it's like I think that this can be a really, really cool commander. It's one that I'm very excited to experiment with.
I have to say, you made me feel so dirty. saying that I've now like playing control cards counters.
You do like playing control cards and counters.
Only because I play against you, Dan.
Not in a bad person way, but you like it.
That's how you play against Dan. Just counter everything.
Yeah, you should see Slothy's deck. Like every one of my decks, I'm like, I'm running 50 creatures, and then he's just like, I have 31 instants, 18 of them are counters. I'm just sitting here like, oh no. Slothy would definitely love Dean's playstyle.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Slothy, you want to take this next one here?
Yeah, so this next one is Shieldred the Apocalypse, 2 double black for a 4/5 Phyrexian Praetor. With Death Touch, whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life.
I'm making Nekuzar again.
Oh yeah, Nekuzar loves this card.
Bringing up a complaint.
Yep.
Who made this list? Because it seems like Slothy's getting all the good cards.
Oh, this one is just whenever you draw a card, gaining 2 life is a nuts ability on its own. But just
absolutely.
All I play is draw. I put as much draw as I can in every deck. I love to draw cards.
Seeing while I do it.
and it's reasons like that with this card that I put 18 counterspells in my deck stand.
Yeah, well, and I know that Brian, like again, like people that like run the Smothering Tides, like Brian loves enchantments. I'm not paying for any of these draws that I do every time, but now I suddenly have to lose 2 life on top of them. I end the game for myself. You don't even have to build a playstyle to beat me. Just put it on the field.
Oh yeah, they know what they're doing when they're making these cards.
Like we were playing there the other night, and Dan's girlfriend mentioned, like, Brian, do you remember the last time we played where you forced drew everyone 36 cards and you lost the game?
Yeah, I like that.
Because I forgot to count my cards.
I will say this too, that I like the stained glass art version of this card.
Oh yeah, I think it's very cool.
Wow, that guy stands out.
It's
this is really well done. Kudos to this artist.
I'll take the next one because it's one I don't like, and then I'll give John the good one. Don't worry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I won't give you the worst. This, I believe, is the worst mythic. Shivan Devastator, X and a red for a flying haste Dragon Hydra. Enters with X/1/1 counters on it. I don't know. Just play Comet Storm in its place.
Yeah, this is really bad.
I like it though. There's been a lot of red creatures like that one. Remember when it came out for 0? right? The red creature.
Rogue Red.
Okay, but now if you got something that's cost 1 red, take that X out of the equation, right? You got something that costs 1 red, it's flying and it's haste. Let's stop there for a second. Is that a bad card? Costs 1 red, so 0/0. Or let's say right now, let's put a 1/1 with it, right? A 1/1 flying haste. Is that a good card?
At one mana, sure, but the fact that
it'll end up being at least 2 mana.
At 2 mana to get a flying haste 1/1 in your mythic slot. Ugh.
So that -1 throughout that whole step ladder is really bad, huh?
Here, let me ask you if this makes it better. They failed the Hydra set, like the theme of a Hydra. If a Hydra loses a head, it needs to grow them back. So I feel like if they added in the actual Hydra's ability, amazing mythic. Amazing mythic.
Of something else that isn't just like put some counters on it.
Yeah, whenever it loses, so whenever it takes damage, remove that many +1/+1 counters, but then double them.
Well, and again, the other thing too is that this isn't really a counters themed color, right? This in green, a green dragon Hydra where I can pump mana into it. Sure, I can get behind that. I can say like, but
Gruul.
Yeah,
it would be a fantastic Gruul staple if it had that kind of ability to it.
Yeah, like add another color, give it a little bit of ability, but again, it's just I don't know. I found this one like again, we'll do the exact same thing. John, take the next one. This is the red mythic. Here's the green one.
Okay, yeah, Silverback Elder. This costs 2 colorless, 3 other. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. Either destroy target artifact or enchantment, or look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. The last but not least, you gain 4 life. This can be abused.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little discrepancy in the power of like X in a red for a haste, or like every time you cast a creature, you have your built-in removal, you have your scry to look for lands, or you gain 4 life. Ugh.
I see it. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I see that. It is pretty bad. I don't play red a lot, but I see what you're saying.
The other thing is I play no other formats, and I judge based on no other formats. And the Devastator may be great in other formats, but I only ever do my assessment of a card's ability in Commander, and like specifically, I play 3 kinds of Commander. I play like pretty mid tier. I play like CEDH a lot, and then I like to play like just like low fool around Commander with some of my buddies, right? And I don't really see a place for this in any of them because
No, I get it. Yeah, I get that part. Commander, no, probably not. Oh.
Yeah, in Standard, being able to get something like this out that's got that evasion quickly, and that's
especially 1v1 Standard,
Yeah, very different. But like I said, by the time that this is even going to matter, like this to get a 6/6 dragon with haste is 7 mana.
Right.
That's a heavy investment, right?
That's a normal dragon cost.
Yeah, if it came in with like 2/1/1 counters per X, again, like Brian was saying, with a Hydra-esque ability, I'd be like, okay, that's great.
Oh, no, you're missing out on my total idea of the Hydra thing.
Any Hydra-ish ability where like it doubles.
Yeah. I followed him, yeah. Oh, Silverback's better.
Yeah, Silverback's real good. They
I don't play green either.
Yeah, green.
They should have got rid of the very first. We don't need to destroy enchantments. They're totally fine being where they are.
Yeah. Brian, you take this next one, and then Slothy, obviously. You take the one after.
So, probably not butchering this, but I think it's Solkanar, the Tainted. We've got an elemental throne here. It's a demon. It's a 2 blue, black, red legendary creature elemental demon. At the beginning of your end step, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Draw a card. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Solkanar the Tainted deals 3 damage to up to 1 other target creature or planeswalker. Exile Solkanar, then return it to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Interesting.
I love it.
The stained glass art is I really now I understand the flavor of this guy with the throne. Mm-hmm. Great. Right. Enjoying it.
Yeah, super cool. I personally, Black's got so much tutor, you don't have the green land tutors, but I'm looking for a homeward path when I play this.
I like the next one. I love the next card.
Yeah, that's I think Slothy, that's next week's episode.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, take this one. I know you love it.
Sure. Yes, this next one is a Soul of Windgrace, 1 and Jund for a 5/4 legendary creature cat avatar. Whenever Soul of Windgrace enters the battlefield or attacks, you may put a land card from a graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control. You can pay green, discard a land card, you gain 3 life. 1 and a red, discard a land card, draw a card. 2 and a black, discard a land card, Soul of Windgrace, gains indestructible till end of turn, and tap it.
What were they thinking?
I love this card.
Hang on.
This is.
I didn't read this the right way when I was looking at it. I thought you could get it from your graveyard.
No,
I thought you could get it from.
That's where the land. That's where the land destruction comes in.
What
were they thinking? What were they thinking, bro?
Yeah.
So I think Windgrace was
the
good.
deck is called Slothy takes my guy's cradle. Oh wow.
Yeah,
years I'm finally going to quit this game.
That's significantly better than I thought. I was going to build this when I thought it was my graveyard. I was like, oh, that's such a cool. No. Okay.
No, it is
I understand now what you're doing with your strip mines. I get it.
Yeah.
I finally now can have a tabernacle.
Oh,
Dan.
Oh man, I do play tabernacles into my friend group. I can't let any of these. I was gonna build this for my girlfriend. I'm not doing that anymore. That's not, no.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, now I have a deck.
Got there.
It's get wrong with red, guys. Come on, it's fine.
Oh wow, that's really good. And the ability to throw your own lands away, like to have those 3 abilities there, so you can. This is good. This is very good.
Yeah, and then
endless too. You can like sack a land to draw a card, and then put that back into play too. You know, the possibilities are endless with this guy.
Man, and those cycle lands even get a little bit better now because you can use them for one of these abilities.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, this is significantly stronger than I thought it was.
Yeah, I like the strip mine to tabernacle idea.
I do also love its stained glass. Its stained glass is one of my favorite artworks I've ever seen. I love it so much.
Yeah, no, I'm play the tabernacle now. Come on.
You dare me?
Right, yeah, me and Brian are going to build Soul of Windgrace decks. You just play tabernacle, it's fine, nothing to worry about.
I'll play Kenrith with all my dual lands. Our dual lands.
It's what is it? Who's the black commander that you made? The communist one.
Oh, Turgid. Ugh.
Yeah, this is the Turgid of lands.
Oh, I don't like this. This is mean. You could put Turgid in this deck and just do any of the everyone sacks their lands.
You could.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for your list now. I will say this.
Yeah, Dan is now entertained.
This next Sphinx is neat. I like that they brought Domain back. Sphinx of Clear Skies. It's 3 double blue, 5/5, flying ward 2. Great abilities. Has Domain. When it deals combat damage to a player, reveal top X of your library, where X is the number of basic lands among the land types you control. An opponent separates them into 2 piles, 1 into your hand, 1 into your graveyard, and piles can be empty. So this is just like a phenomenal in Muldrotha kind of style decks for sure. Being able to get 3 separate 2 piles.
I like the fact they brought Kicker back. You really like Domain?
Oh, I love Domain because I love playing 5 color. So that's what I base it on, because I build a lot of stupid things. Brian saw my I made a Jensen Cartholian deck, and that deck is impossible to I made just there's literally no way to I promise no one playing against that will be able to threat assess the nonsense I've put in it. I don't even know what I'm doing, and it's very fun. I almost got a happily ever after win on turn 3. Let's go.
Jeez.
It was pretty cool.
Classic.
Yeah, no, Kicker coming back is really, really awesome. That's I really liked Halar when they brought Halar out.
It's amazing.
But there just wasn't really the support for Halar. But seeing so many cool Kicker cards, like I really like a lot of the common and uncommons from this set specifically for that. With they're great standalone cards, but then with their Kicker abilities, just being able to late game give you a little more. I really, really like the flavor they did with the Kicker on this.
Yeah, little hidden things. This thing you said too. I know you focus on Commander, if not primarily, but only. But right, this the way they're doing that with the Kicker cards, man, is going to be going in other formats, and I just love it, man. You know, you got things like Pauper, and you also have, I mean, you know the list of the formats, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Wizards they do think about all the formats when they make these products. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yep.
Tiny leaders.
Yeah. Not everything specifically.
I don't know about that one, brother.
not everything specifically is for Commander, but it's mostly for Commander.
Right.
Do you want to take this next one? They changed how sagas work with some of these, and I think it's very cool.
Who are you talking to?
John,
Me?
John?
Hello?
Which am I getting the world spell?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, the world spell is 5 colorless, 2 green. It's got that new read ahead mechanic where you can choose any chapter you want. You don't have to start on the first chapter. And so it's an enchantment saga. And look at the top. You want me to read that mechanic or no?
I'll quickly. So read ahead is just you choose, like the sagas, they usually go one at a time. Read ahead is you choose what chapter it starts on. So chapter 1, 2, or 3 in this scenario. Basically, you can get it at its finishing ability in these read ahead ones.
Correct. But 1 and 2, they both share the same ability. Is look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-saga permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. The third ability is put up to 2 non-saga permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Paying 7.
I see you shaking your head, but Brian, think of it this way. Let's say that you world spell. You are playing Selvala. There's 4 players in the game. You have 3 mana. You hit it on that, so you're on turn 3 with Selvala. You world spell and you drop down Avacyn, and then any other permanent you want. Avacyn Smothering Tides, Avacyn Ulamog, if you're a monster.
But yeah,
you're
I was going to say there's a lot of 2-piece combos out there that you can actually utilize this with.
Yeah, it's like the 7 mana is a little bit steep.
It is, but green, you're in ramp.
You know for a fact you can hit 7 mana turn 3 with Selvala.
I know.
and I know for a fact you would love to get Avacyn and something else silly out like that.
Yeah, no, I definitely would.
Avacyn Mirari's Wake at 7 mana.
Next one's got a lot of controversy over it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't like its current price point, because I think it's too much to be a $20 price.
Really?
Yeah, but...
Is there another Lotus that basically does the exact same thing, but you can choose what mana?
I think Gilded is 3 of one color.
Gilded is 3, yeah.
Oh, 3, okay.
3 of one color, and it enters untapped. This Timeless Lotus, it's 5 mana. It enters the battlefield tapped, and it taps for Wooburg. Again, it's a great ability. It's legendary, so it's anything like a Sisay deck, Slivers deck, Joda. Any of those, any decks that care about Wooburg, this is a great card, right? I just think the $20 is a little steep for an artifact. Give me 5 mana.
Yeah.
Calling dibs on the next one. FYI.
Yeah, the next one's pretty silly.
You can pay for Golos.
I know. Golos is that, and then 2. Yeah, take it away.
So, next up, I'm excited for, because I'm building myself a current doubling. We have Vesuvian Diplomacy, 3 and a blue. We have an enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that artifact or creature, except it's not legendary. Amazing. Yeah, I want so many of these.
The fact that it can become, like, this is going to go for sure into, like, a deck like Miram.
Alila.
Yep.
Yeah. I
like
saw
that.
how broke it was when I first saw it, you know?
Anything like blue's got just a ton of great, like blue and white are a lot of flicker colors, like rune, stuff like that. Just the fact that you can, like, I'll make a second rune, I'll make a second whatever, a treacherous agent. I'll keep making those. Like, oh.
My question is this: did blue really need this card?
No.
Yes.
They just made they made Orvar the enchantment. except it is better than Orvar because enchantments are harder to remove and it makes your tokens not legendary.
Don't say that commander's name in front of me.
Don't speak those evil words.
Yeah, the 3 of you playing Orvar against me. I still remember that. But this is amazing because you have the other blue enchantment cards that copy enchantments.
Yeah.
And then you have a Leela that whenever you play artifact or an enchantment, like, or is it cast? I think it's cast. Never mind. That was good in there, but still, regardless.
Well, just the ability to spell slinger, right? Because even if you were putting there's a new commander in here that is whenever you cast a spell that targets something, you target it. So it's really, really good. Like the green, we'll get to a green blue. Basically it makes it so, like, if you cast like Colossification on one, you'd cast it on both, but this would make another one. So you get like 3 Colossifications. Like Vesuvian Diplomacy is going to do a lot of cool work in decks that function that way. The next one I think is also really, really cool.
Would this trigger with Yurok, out of curiosity?
Which one's that?
Whenever triggers an never mind. I think I'm going to have to do some reading, but I think I have a new deck in mind as well now.
Yarok, if a spell or if a permanent entering triggers it again. No, this is cast, so this is before it enters.
When we were talking about the completed Planeswalkers earlier, the next card's called Weatherlight Completed, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember how we've got a lot of cards that are named after sets, right? Right? A lot of cards that are named after sets. Oh.
Well, the Weatherlight's like a main part of the story.
But what I'm saying is there's a lot of cards out there that are named after sets, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be cool if we get like Lorwyn completed or Tempest completed?
Well, those aren't things though, right? Like the Weatherlight was it's their ship, like it's Sisay and Shanna's and all their ship throughout the story. Like the main story really goes on the Weatherlight, like that is the ship.
Got it.
Yeah. Sat and its crew, yeah.
I'm reading into it way too deep.
Yes. Weatherlight Completed is a 2-mana legendary artifact vehicle, which technically is not allowed to be a commander, but I encourage everyone to play as a commander because why not? It should be. It's a 5/5 flyer as long as it's completed. As long as Weatherlight Completed has 4 or more Phyresis counters, it's Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types, which is awesome. You don't have to crew it.
Wait, can I backtrack for a second? Are you recommending Weatherlight Completed be a commander?
Yep.
Okay, it's got legendary on there, but so you're gonna have a colorless deck, right? Because in the color identity, it's colorless. Okay, and doesn't it have to be a creature?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying people should play it as a commander.
This isn't a creature.
I know. I'm saying they should ignore that rule. And play it as a creature. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying that they should ignore that rule and play it as a creature because I think it would make a phenomenal commander, and the fact that they didn't type the line "can be your commander" on it is stupid.
Well, see, I'm that guy. Yeah. I'm that guy where I'm gonna be like, yeah, you can't do that, dude. Oh, unless the whole play group's cool with it, and it's like, I guess majority overrules me.
I'm totally fine with anyone saying that. Then I pick up Kefnet. It has 60 counter spells in it, and we just play a great game. Everyone has fun.
Everyone has fun at...
Except the one person who wanted to be the stickler.
Yeah.
Then they play nothing and go home early, very angry.
No, I won't leave. I'll still play. But it's like, all right, if I'm the only one.
No, I think a lot of these commanders really should be like rule zeroed. Like there's I think that its ability is pretty cool. Like so it becomes a creature once it has 4 Phyresis counters on it. Whenever a creature you control dies, you put a Phyresis counter on it. Then draw a card if it has 7 or more Phyresis counters on it. If it doesn't, you draw a scry. So it's pretty cool, but it doesn't have a way to be crewed.
Oh.
So you have to wait until it becomes a creature from your creature's dying ability. Which is why I think that it's not like an unfair commander. It's not coming out as a 5/5 for 2 that you can instantly get going. It's a 5/5 for 2 after 4 of your creatures die while it's in play.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right, so
that equates to the early mana cost, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so it's like not... Again, I don't really know many decks that are going to be able to get a sack outlet, 4 creatures, Weatherlight Completed as well out on turn 2 to be able to get through. Like, what are you going to, like, Ornithopter, Shield Sphere, Memnite, Rograk?
Just wait, there are more cards.
Somehow a Phyrexian Altar, then you get it, and then it's a 5/5 that still doesn't have haste and can still be removed.
I'm sorry, getting bonked for 5 on turn 3 still kind of feel bad.
But yeah, at 5, if you have your perfect 4/0 card, something that generates...
Oh, but I'm saying if, like, just play it as your commander. Like, it just drops in for 2.
Drops in for 2 is just a legendary artifact that can't be crewed.
Never mind. That one, that's cool. I was like, never mind.
Uncrewable. The next one is really, really cool, especially from like someone who loves enchantments. Brian, please.
Yeah, you showed this to me yesterday, and this is super cool. So we have Zur, Eternal Schemer, and it's a white, blue, black legendary creature, human wizard. Flying, enchantment creatures you control have death touch, lifelink, and hexproof. I love all of those words.
Oh, that was phenomenal. Yeah. First off.
Yep. And then pay 1 colorless and a white. Target none or enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and toughness equal to its mana value.
Nuts.
I'm going to hit you with a 4/4.
Bonk you with a death touch, lifelink, hex proof smothering tithe.
Yeah, exactly. You knew where I was going.
Yeah, it's I think that just first off, being able to turn your enchantments into creatures with power and toughness equal to its CMC is a really cool ability. But Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof is a real set of keywords on there.
Hey, if you really want to kill my Smothering Tithe, I'm giving you options.
Yeah, I really... Well, and the other thing is that a deck like this is going to enable you to play just a ton of board wipes to control creatures, and then you'll be able to constantly, because you only really have to protect one creature, quote-unquote, then you can turn your... Like, you basically have the ability to pillow fort your board up to the point of like, maximum efficiency while controlling the board with board wipes, with things like, I was going to say Tabernacle, but probably most people aren't playing Tabernacle, but, like, you could just be very annoying and then swing out power, kill the table with your enchantments. I really, really like Xur. I think it's cool.
Oh, yeah, man. Remember taking a lot of the older cards and they're making them better, like Stang and stuff like that.
Oh, the new Stang is just crazy.
I know. We haven't got there yet.
Oh, yeah, Brian, when you hear this one, it's nuts. You'll want to build this one, too. We've got Academy Lore Master as well. It's we're into our rares now. This is a double blue for a human wizard that I really find interesting. At the beginning of each player's draw step, they may draw an additional card. If they do, spells they cast this turn are 2 more to cast. I really, really like that as an early card because, like, it'll slow people down. But if someone's already slowed down, right, it's early game. I don't have the colors I need, or I stalled out. I kept a great hand, but just didn't quite have enough mana to really get it going. I'm already not playing anything, right? So having the extra potential draw is awesome. I'm already not going to play stuff anyways, so I just think it's a great, like, group hug ability card. If you've got extra mana, it doesn't really matter. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I played with a guy last night that did group hug in a really good way. I can see where you're going with that. As a blue player, I don't like this card. I really don't.
Oh? Just don't like what it does?
Yeah, I don't like what it does, man. I mean, it's going to give them bonus. It's going to give them a negative. It's like, I'm doing a teeter-totter here. Unless a group hug deck like Commander, I can see that having a home there. I don't see anywhere else where this would be viable.
I just play a ton of decks. Like I like to play Azorius a lot. I really like the control aspect of Azorius. And a lot of times I'm not playing anything on my turn. I don't care that it's going to cost me 2 more on my turn because I'm not playing. I'm just trying to get something, like I'm trying to get another land to the field so that I can hold my mana up to counterspell, Path of Exile, do annoying things. So for me, a 2 mana, 2/3 body that gives me an extra draw, stacks my opponents if they want that extra draw. Like I really, really think it's got a home in a bunch of stuff. Like I like this card a lot. It's
I don't like it at all, man. I'm a hardcore blue player. My wedding ring has a blue mana symbol on it.
I
just I don't like this card, man. I don't know what it is about it. I guess it's the little positive with the little negative. The little negative, it costs 2 more to cast. If there would have been another ability, instead of at the beginning of each player's draw step, that player may draw an additional card, right? If there was something other than that, I'd be like, okay, that's fair, but I don't see it, man. I don't see what you're seeing.
You're a blue player that doesn't like draw?
Huh?
Well, are you saying the first part of the ability is the bad part, or the last part is the bad part?
So what I'm saying is okay. So altogether, you really can't see a bad part, if that makes sense, right? What I'm saying is I'm not gonna. There's not a slot in any deck that I have, and I've got a couple of decks, right? There's not a slot this is going to be able to go into. I used to have a group hug deck. I don't think I would even take out one of my cards. What would I take out? What would I take out in my group hug deck to put this in?
A land.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I've already done that so much. That I'm being serious.
You're playing blue. Your CMC, your average CMC is probably like 1.5.
I'll tell you what. I'll take so much land out to make this to where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to need to find some cards that spells cost me 2 less to cast because I don't have land. I've replaced the blue land for this guy. I've already done that enough. I'm really trying to figure out what I would take out just to put this in on any of my decks.
I look at this as stacks Howling Mine, and I play Howling Mine in a lot of decks. So
I get what you're saying, and Howling Mine is a group hug thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I get the point of this being a group hug. I just don't see any other home for it.
But don't look at it as only group hug. Look at it as it is potential to get other people out and going, right? But if you're trying to just cast instants, if you're a Spellslinger deck, you're Izzet, you're Azorius, you're trying to do annoying things, you're not casting those instants on your turn.
Right, you're already drawing because you're already in blue anyway.
Yeah, but it's still 2 mana extra draw.
And if you think about it too, you can even still play this through like a Semblance Anvil or an Arcane Melee, which will just net 0 anyway.
Yeah.
And you'll still get the extra draw.
Well, yeah, especially if you look at it in something like a, it's the white and blue reduction one. I can't think of his name right now.
Grand Arbiter.
Yeah, Grand Arbiter, exactly. Like a deck like that is already so full of cost reduction, right? And exactly like you said, like you got a Helm of Awakening out or something like that, you're taking this effect away. But like I said, I play Spellslingers and I don't play those spells on my turn. There's especially in the new set, there's a ton of like really cool Spellslinger commanders, and those don't care about playing on your turn. So just a 2 mana 2/3 body early game is great.
Tonight when I'm done working, I'll play test with this bad puppy. See what he's got going on.
Deal. I like that one. We redid the wastes. We got Addarkar Wastes. It's just another reprint land cycle. It is 1 taps for a colorless, or tap for a white or a blue, 1 damage to you. The great pain lands, I like them.
Yeah, I got an original black and red pain land, like an original one, but I like the fact that they finally brought the pain lands back out.
Yeah.
I see no aardvarks on the special art one.
Aardvarks. Addarkar.
Oh, whoops.
I wish it was Aardvarks.
I saw the birds of the first one. I was like, aardvark wastes.
I don't think an Aardvark's a bird, Brian.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I do like the next blue card, though.
Yeah, you take this next wizard, then.
Okay, Aether Channeler. It's 2 colorless, 1 blue. Creature, human, wizard. On a 2/1 body. When he enters the battlefield, choose one, and there's 3 abilities. Create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying. Return another target non-land permanent to his owner hand, or draw a card. I love that.
I wish this had flash.
That would be awesome.
You can give it flash.
2/1 for 3 is already not good.
Yeah.
And then you've got 3
Flash would have made this
okay ability.
Flash would have made
if
this
it had
playable.
flash.
I
Tulane.
like it. Tulane would be nuts with this one. I like it for just my normal blink deck things that I like. I love Panharmoniconing in an ETB deck.
Yes.
And a triple ETB ability is already going to be good. Like you were saying, Yarok, the ability to enter, draw 2 cards at 3 mana. That's going to be great. Bounce 2 permanents or make 2 blockers. I like it.
Yeah. I have to say, this guy is he's looking pretty sweet. He got the double spectacle.
Oh yeah, he's
Slothy. Follow me on this one, man. There's a white blue legendary creature from like Baldur's Gate Commander Legends, right?
Yeah.
And it says it's got flash. All right, and so you can use this as your commander. And I've been playing testing with it lately, right? So you can, when it comes in the battlefield, and it's already got flash. You can take a creature in the battlefield and put it in your hand, and you gain life. I think it's to its power, right? So,
yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So what you do is, right? You flash your commander in. You bring this back to your hand because it's already entered the battlefield and triggered, right? So this is sitting in your hand, man, and then you can put this back down later and keep doing this over and over. And make a bunch of 1/1 white. I know you don't want a bunch of 1/1 white flyers, but the cost is 3, right? You got to think of the other shenanigans, and like Dan just pinpointed on it, man. Flicker. This has got Flicker right all over it, man. It's. I love this card. Way more than the Academy Love Master.
I just see this one as like one more, as a Shrieking Drake or the Sunmane Lion. It just costs 1 more, but it doesn't have flash. If it had flash, be instantly in Tulane.
Oh yeah. The next one's like another cool ETB ability. Brian, you want this one?
Sure, we have Anointed Peacekeeper, 2 and a white. Creature, Human Cleric. We have Vigilance. As Anointed Peacekeeper enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Spells your opponents cast with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast, and activated abilities of a source with the chosen name cost 2 more to activate unless they're mana abilities.
I like that. I like clerics as a tribe and humans as a tribe.
Yeah. I can run my Rick with my battlefield medic.
True. You like Kicker, John. You can take this next one too. It's our first Kicker one on the list.
Oh yeah, I do like Kicker more than Domain. But you got it's Archangel of Wrath. Love that name. I guess it's going to be an angel. Yep, it's an angel. Costs 2 colorless, 2 white, kicker. The kicker can be either black or red. So you got flying, lifelink, and when this enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. And when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked twice, it deals 2 damage to any target.
I like this.
Yeah.
This is really neat.
I think it's cool. I really like the artwork.
Yeah, I like the dark purple that they have in the base. That looks really nice, actually.
Yeah.
I was telling Jeff Labestein, man, I'm sure a lot of people are just like me. The art is what got me into this game 30 years ago. You know?
Yep.
That's what keeps pulling me back. I love my baby dinos.
You're like, oh, this looks so cool. This next one, I think, is a really, really, I think it has a potential to be a very popular commander. We've got Aster, Bearer of Blades, 2 1 red 1 white for a 4/4 human warrior. When Aster, Bearer of Blades, enters the battlefield, you look at your top 7 cards of your library. You can reveal an equipment or vehicle from among them, put in your hand, the rest of the bottom in random order. Equipment you control have Equip 1, which is pretty great on a commander. And vehicles you control have Crew 1.
Commander Hammer time.
Yeah, that's, I think about Colossus Hammer, exactly.
I'm just thinking of Trent Silver.
Yeah.
Throw him in,
Yeah.
throw in some swords, sort of arm up my kitty.
Yeah, make the Murder Cat.
Yeah. Murder Cat even more murdery.
I'm trying to think of my Painland was from 6th edition.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think that's right.
I don't even know when they were.
I think that's right.
I never know the stats of things. I just know I buy things. Slothy, you want this one? This is
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say the stained glass art for Aster, though. That's
It's beautiful.
breathtaking.
I like the stained glass. Pretty much all of them are very, very nice. I think there's only one that I don't like the stained glass more of. We'll get to that.
Yeah, so next up we've got Braids Arisen Nightmare. 1 double black for a 3/3 legendary creature Nightmare. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent that doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card.
That's awesome.
I just don't like that it doesn't have the same kind of braids, because all the other braids trigger on each other turn.
Yeah, it's I think, well, they obviously definitely tried to make this one weaker than the previous black braids.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I think they want a black braids as commander, a black braids as commander legal.
Yeah, trying to fix it, but any deck that cares about a sacrifice thing, like a Turgid deck, right? This is super at home with it. It gives you it's not as oppressive. They don't have to if they don't want to. They simply lose 2 life and you draw a card. But looking at that power and stuff, right? At 3 mana, at 3 mana,
absolutely.
if you just even throw away a land, let's say the first turn it's out because it's your end step, you throw away 1 land on your first turn that this is out, you still have a 3/3 that's drained the table for 6, and you've drawn a card because no one's throwing away a land that early in the game to deny you a draw.
Yeah, this is going right into Soul of Windgrace for me.
Yeah, I think that this has a really good spot in a very aggressive land style. Oh, Soul of Windgrace, you're a bad person.
You know this.
I would probably build this one for sure. I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna. This has a definite place in my my Shadrick Shady Deals deck because this is nothing. It is a shady deal.
Shady deal.
Yeah, let me draw or you sacrifice. I love it.
So I know that Tergrid is a great card, right? I love it. It's just so powerful. I love it, right? But Dan, thank you for bringing it to my attention. This goes great with that, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that's sick.
Oh yeah, Turgid.
That's sick.
Turgid would like this too much.
Too much.
Brian,
what were they thinking?
Do you want the plant Hydra?
I'll definitely take that one. I'm saying the other art, though, before moving on, I love the floating skulls that especially have like the vampire kind of fangs on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks great. So we have the Briar Hydra. 5 and a green is a plant Hydra. Has trample. And then we got Domain. Whenever Briar Hydra deals combat damage to a player, put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Let's go into my deck.
Yeah. Great 5-color card.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I love Domain. Domain's fun.
I know you said that. I just don't like Domain, man. I got a really sour taste in my mouth when they came out with that Domain, man. And I think every time I look at it, I'm like, so the max on anything is going to be 5, right?
Well, I mean, 5 +1/+1 counters.
I get that. It dice removal.
Yeah, but dice removal is a horrible argument.
Everything does to removal.
Except for in the case of Home Breacher.
Yeah.
No, except for emblems.
Well, emblems don't die to removal. That's what I'm saying.
No.
But this is the fact that it's whenever, right? Let's say that you're just playing a simple. We know for a fact it's happening. Omnath will be 5 color because he's already 4 color. So think of this in your Omnath deck already, Brian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time you hit with this Hydra, it's going to get 4/1 counter. So anything that's giving your creature a double strike or 2 combats, like Morag, which is a landfall thing, the fact that it's going to become a 10, then a 14, then an 18, that they have to remove, or the domain really does do a lot of work just for already playing cards. Because that's the thing, right? You're already playing those cards, right? You're not like having to do additional things. They're already out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When I look at this, I think Tarasu from the AFR. You know what I'm talking about?
Tarask.
The one that from AFR.
The Tarask. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think of when I look at this. It's like, isn't this what that card was supposed to be? But they didn't have domain in that set, so I don't know. I'm just trying to put it all together. I
feel like Briar Hydra is definitely again, even in a 3-color deck, right? This is going to be able to +3 every time it hits is a lot.
That's the key. That's the key. And we misread cards earlier. That's what I missed on this one was it's per time it attacks and hits, right?
Yeah, every time it hits. It's not
every
just
time it hits.
It's not just for the turn. Yeah, it just progressively gets bigger and bigger. And any deck that is going to care about, in a Hydra deck.
No. It's not even it. It's whatever.
Yeah, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, it gets 1/1 counter for each.
No. On target creature you control. It doesn't have to be the Hydra.
Oh, yeah. So that's even better.
Yeah,
I have to say this thing.
I like this card, yeah.
This is more of a Hydra than the Mythic.
Yeah, absolutely. Than the Dragon.
Absolutely, yeah. Ooh, put the other one with this one.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I thought it just did it to itself. So you could put this in Tanazir. So being able to put 2 counters on Tanazir every time, that's a very different story. That's good.
You put it on
it goes into the
Zexara.
Vorinclex. Vorinclex.
That's gross, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a good token doubler.
I love it. Yep.
I thought about putting this one in Zangief because there's ways to make it so everything has to block Zangief, then just swing that in for a free attack, give him +3/+3.
Yeah.
Get to the land.
I'll skip the next Pain Land. It's the Orzhov Pain Land. We get it. It's got a very cool new artwork. Chaotic Transformation is an awesome card because, as I was talking about Chaos Warp earlier, that's a red staple. This is 5 and a red for a sorcery. You exile up to 1 target artifact, 1 target creature, 1 target enchantment, planeswalker, and or up to 1 target land. So you can hit everything, all permanent types with it. Awesome. For each permanent exile this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares a type with it, puts it on the battlefield, and shuffle.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I love the chaos of that ability. That's wicked.
Oh, yeah, bro. I'll be playing with that bad boy.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, especially if you have anything again, we know that it loves to double spells, like a Veyran deck, anything like that. This on its own, 6 mana to remove artifact, creature, enchantment, planeswalker, land, 5 removals at 6 mana is awesome. And if somebody uses this to I have a Tabernacle, a Gaia's Cradle, a transformed Itlamok, and someone's just oh yeah, don't worry about that. I transform Azur's Gateway all the time. I love it where and I have to fight. If you do that to me, I'll be mad for the rest of the night. Oh.
Dan, we don't want your Tabernacle exiled now. We want that in the graveyard so we can get it.
Yeah, we want that.
Yeah, Chaotic Transformation is a really, really cool card. I think that it brings a lot of ability to red that red
is
not
upgraded. It's an upgraded the one you mentioned it earlier.
Chaos Warp, yeah.
Yeah, it's an upgraded one. It exiles it instead of putting it back into the deck.
Kept it at sorcery, and it's 6, which I think is really good for what it's doing here. I love this card. Love this card.
The other thing too is that we're also we cannot get over the fact that it's not bouncing them back into the deck like it. This is an exile effect of each of those cards.
Yeah. I'm just coming to realize from looking through some of these cards there's a lot of keywords on a lot of these. I'm definitely going to have to upgrade some of my decks.
Oh, yeah, the Achroma deck. I tried to buy Achroma the other day. There's not one in stock. Yeah, I wanted that because of specifically your Achroma deck, Brian.
Achroma Kadama.
Yeah. Achrome Dama.
Yep, exactly.
We also have Cosmic Epiphany, which I like as a card. It's 4 double blue, draw cards equal to the number of instants and sorceries in your graveyard. A lot of times that can get pretty big pretty fast.
I'm good on that one, bro. You can keep that.
That's fair.
I think it's all meme. It's a sorcery speed. If this was instant for 6, maybe. But I'm drawing cards equal to the number of instant sorcery cards in my graveyard. I mean, of course, if you get this off early, even if you cheat it, you're going to look at your graveyard and go, oops, I made a mistake. I got 2 cards in my graveyard.
Calamax likes this card.
But again, you want this, in a Calamax or in like a Rashmi deck kind of thing.
All red.
That's fair.
Something where you're already going to be untapping like Awakening, End Step, untapping shenanigans.
Yeah. Not my playstyle, so I'm out of that one. But
that's fair.
I guess that's why I'm not seeing it. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, again, Brian, like how many decks do you put Seedborn in? How many decks do you have?
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. Right, all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
how many of my decks am I allowed to keep my Seedborn Muse out?
Yeah,
None
exactly.
of them?
Right. So so with like a Cosmic Epiphany, like even if you were to draw 6 at 6 is great in a Spellslinger deck.
I have to say the art looks really cool. It almost to me, it looks like they have it's an old Polaroid kind of picture from the lines and from the orbiting and whatever. But yeah, that's to me, it looks like it's an old Polaroid style picture.
You would have to get those 6 into your graveyard. I know with the way the deck's design is going to do it, right?
That's that.
I'm not fighting that, but I'm just saying that at sorcery speed, I don't like this card.
Okay, kind of like with Talrand, you're running maybe
4 creatures, yeah.
4 creatures, and then pretty much everything else is instant and sorcery. So if you draw this late game, you're going to get a lot of cards and a Drake.
Well, I'm personally thinking of it in what is she lets you play from the graveyard. It's a competitive deck that I have all the time. It's
Turgid?
No, I have a cool Turgid's not competitive. I can't even remember her name right now. She's black, green, blue, lets you cast instants and sorceries from your grave once a turn. So the whole deck cares about instants and sorceries being in the deck.
So Grixis, I don't remember.
I'll find it. Give me just 3 seconds.
Oh, you're fine, man.
It's Brian knows it. I've got a really cool ultra of it.
Kess?
It is Kess. Thank you, Brian.
I did see it the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, like in a deck like Kess, this is a giant problem.
Yeah.
Right, because you're already trying to fill your graveyard with instants and sorceries anyways.
Yeah, and put Delver of Secrets in there too, kind of thing.
Doesn't that exile your sorceries?
No. What I'm saying is, if you go with the early game of instant or sorceries, if your deck's just instants and sorceries, like oops, all spells, right? But a Delver would be, it's like, I don't know. I know the professor did a video the other day. It was pretty bad where 6 turns in a row you didn't get instant sorcery, but I'm overthinking it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Delver's definitely not the kind I play. Yeah. Okay. But it's like I said, like for a late game, this is good. The next card I think is highly overcosted. I think that it's way too expensive to be even mildly playable.
Yeah.
It's Danitha Bernallilla's Hope. We've got 4 and a white. It's a legendary human knight 4/4 with first strike, vigilance, lifelink. Those are great abilities. When it enters, you can put an aura or equipment from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield attached. It just isn't enough for 5 mana to cheat one thing in and then have it not have, like when it entered, it brought all of your auras back from the graveyard. Great commander option, right? But like your things are going to die to removal, so you're obviously not going to go auras because everything's going to die. It's going to be equipments.
Just play Light Pause.
Yeah, exactly. Light Pause at 2 mana or 3 mana.
Yeah, 2 mana and you can search.
Yeah, it's just I like what they try to do with the card. I like Danitha as but the old Danitha is just better than this. This is 5 mana for a 4/4. It's too high. It's too high.
I'm going to use it.
Huh?
I'll use it.
But again, you're using it for keywords, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yes, I would be using it for the keywords, yes.
No, Brian has a keyword matter deck where everything gets 1/1 every combat for his keywords.
I didn't know that part. But what I'm saying is I do like it. I mean, I've only been in Commander format for like maybe a year now, right, Slothy? But I'm thinking that First Strike, there's a cost to that. Vigilance, there's a cost to that. Lifelink, there's a cost to that. I mean, and then all this really, really goodness, taking equipment, put it right on it. It doesn't matter. I mean, this could cost 6 and I'd be all right with it.
The thing is, though, it's only onto it, and it's too high cost for a commander in a format that is just like the current real meta of Commander is single target removal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And
Okay.
like so if this is a creature in your deck, people aren't gonna bother removing it as much, but this is a commander, right? Commander damage. If I put a Colossus Hammer into play and this is a 14/14, this is an instant removal magnet. And then it's gonna be suddenly 7 mana to get up and do the same thing.
I have a question. So you're looking at it as a legendary creature is only you're going to be using this as your commander. You don't even have a thought process of putting it in your deck?
No, but in a equipment deck and stuff, right? It's the same thing. Do I want to pay 5 mana to cheat in one artifact or enchantment that can only go on to Danitha? Not really. Because again, I'm probably trying to put it on my commander where I have to do half the damage to kill people. I don't really care about it being on Danitha. And
doesn't Helm of the Host create another token of this?
But again, it would only go on to that Danitha,
which would be gone by the end of the turn.
Yeah, the new Danitha. So you could put Helm of the Host on it, but then you get another Danitha that gets another artifact or equipment onto that Danitha, still making this Danitha not that great.
Well, since they both have the exact same name, can you still target the original?
Nope. Attached, when it says something like Battlefield attached to Danitha, that means to this specific card.
Yes, he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's, when Danitha enters, so it's looking at that Danitha entering, putting it on this Danitha.
Yeah.
So it's...
Well, hey, you guys have been playing more Commander games than me.
Yeah. Like, again, Helm of the Host, cheating in and a quit Helm of the Host is, like, great, but, like, again, Godo does that better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He's banned. He's banned.
Nope.
Godo's... I play Godo.
Yeah, Godo's like a competitive deck.
Yeah, Godo count to 11, you win.
Golos is banned.
Yeah.
Golos.
The next section is really, really cool. The Defiler section. I love every one of these.
You're saying Golos is not banned?
Golos is banned. Godo is not banned.
Oh, I didn't say Godo. Yeah, I said Golos.
No, I said Godo.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Godo does it better is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of Godo. Okay,
go ahead. Godo's a competitive deck where you put Helm of the Host on it and just win the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, these Defilers, they look great.
Yeah, so the Defilers give the Phyrexian mana ability to your stuff, which is great. It gives basically Phyrexian mana for Devotion. So Defiler of Dreams is the first one. We've got a Sphinx. It's 3 blue for 4/3. Flying Sphinx. As an additional cast to cost blue permanent spells, you can pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 blue less to cast if you pay life this way. This effect reduces only the amount of blue mana you pay this way. And then whenever you cast a blue permanent spell, you draw a card. They all give you Phyrexian mana and an ability, which is great. So I'll just rip through all of them really quick. The Defiler of Faith is the white one.
I'm going to call dibs on the red.
Okay, you could do the red one. It has Vigilance. It's a 5/5. It reduces the white ones again the same way. Whenever you cast a white permanent, you create a 1/1 white soldier spell token, which is awesome. The black one has Menace. It's a 4/4 for 4. Whenever you cast a black permanent spell, target creature you control gets 1/1 and Menace until end of turn. Also not horrible. Brian, please go ahead.
Yeah, we got the Defiler of Instincts. It's Phyrexian Kavu. I'm so excited to see Kavu as a creature type back. So stoked on that. But again, has the same red version of the others. First strike costs 2 red, and whenever you cast a red permanent spell, Defiler of Instincts deals with 1 damage to any target.
Yeah.
I was stoked on the Kavu part.
Yeah, fair. And then the green one is Trample for 5 mana. It's a 6/6 because it's green. It obviously has to have better stats than everything, of course. So, again, a 3 mana 6/6 is already good with Trample, but it gives the Phyrexian green life ability, and then also whenever you cast a green permanent spell, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control because it's green, and why wouldn't they put that in green?
Might buy 2/2 Land War Elves for 2 life.
That's actually not wrong, yeah. That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Domain one, too, because I love it. Drag to the bottom is 2 double black. It has Domain, Sorcery. Each creature gets -X/-X till end of turn, where X is 1 plus the number of basic land types among you control. So this is a great just 5-color 4-mana board wipe.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Venom's really liking these guys.
It's -6/-6 is rough at 4. Again, if you're playing Domain.
Yeah. Then next up we got Urtai Resurrected. 2 blue and a black for a 3/2 legendary Phyrexian human wizard with flash. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Its controller draws a card. Destroy another target creature or planeswalker as controller draws a card.
This does a lot.
Yeah.
This shuts down your Oracle win, and that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
That's real rough.
I think we need a little bit more speedy activated abilities or triggers, like counters.
Overcharged Amalgam does the same kind of thing, like the counter target activated abilities. And I love stuffing that into decks. It does just a lot of work. There's a lot of triggered abilities or activated abilities that are problems.
Yeah. Like you said, Oracle.
Well, the other thing, too, is it's hilarious if someone's like, I will Aetherflux Reservoir you, and I'm like, counter. Yeah.
What are you're the dog, the other partner from Ikoria, the dog and the guy. Your win con is that you your win con is that you get rid of your entire library and then
it's a leveler Thassa's Oracle deck.
Yeah.
So exactly. Right. If you counter the triggered ability of Oracle, then I just have no cards in deck and lose on my turn.
That'd be hilarious.
You better hope you've got a Lab Man or Wielder Mystery in your hand.
I do not. There's only 2 creatures in that whole deck.
Well,
yeah.
A funny way to lose, though, for sure. John, you want to take this next one here?
Yeah, it's the you gotta get past the stained glass one. So it's Evolved Sleeper, right?
Yep.
Okay. I like this card. It's 1 black. It's a creature human, 1/1. Kind of reminds me of Figure of Destiny, but you pay 1 black, it becomes a human cleric, power and toughness 2/2. If you pay 1 black, 1 other, if he is a cleric, put a death touch counter on it, and it becomes a Phyrexian human cleric with his power and toughness base 3/3. If you pay 2 black and 1 other, if it's a Phyrexian, put a 1/1 counter on it, and then you draw a card and you lose 1 life.
This is cool.
Yeah, I like it.
I like those ones a lot. I think they're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like the new form of Evolve, basically. Or not Evolve, the level up.
It reminds me of Figure of Destiny.
The next one I love. It's Golden Argosy. It's 4 mana, and it is just like Figure of Destiny. 4 mana for a 3/6 legendary artifact vehicle. When this attacks, you can exile each creature that crewed at this turn, return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. The fact that this can give you just your blink as a tap is awesome. It has crew 1, so you can turn it into a 3/6 creature for 1 power, which is awesome. But you can tap any number of creatures you control with total power 1 or more, and it becomes an artifact. So you can blink your whole field with like a tap ability with this card. I like it a lot.
Yeah, then we got Guardian of New Bernalilla. 1 and a white for a 2/2 human soldier. It's got Enlist. So as this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning Sickness. When you do, add its power to this creature's until end of turn. Whenever Guardian of New Bernalilla enlists a creature, scry 2 and discard a card to have the Guardian gain indestructible until end of turn and tap it.
I think it's a phenomenal aggro card.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
What's the Enlist ability, sorry?
When this attacks, you tap something that doesn't have summoning sickness. When you do, you add that creature's power to this until end of turn. And with a discard, you can make Guardian of New Bernalilla indestructible.
That's amazing.
I like to think of it as Banding 2.0.
Yeah, I definitely think it's got a pretty cool ability. It's like I said, very aggro early is pretty wicked. And the fact that it gives you that scry too, that's so valuable in white.
I'll be staying away from the Enlist ability, mechanic, whatever. I'll be staying away from that.
That's fair. You take this next one.
Yeah. Okay. Haughty Djinn. It sounds like naughty. 2 blue, 1 other. It's a Djinn, and you got flying. Whenever its power is equal to the number of... Wait, its power is equal to the number of instant sorcery spells in your graveyard. And also instant sorcery spells cost you 1 less to cast.
This is, I keep thinking of those Hydras or like Manticores that are red-blue that have the same kind of power toughness thing.
This is a Crackling Drake.
Yeah.
It should have been a Legorf, some type.
Yeah, I could see that.
I like it. I like Herd Migration as well. I played that one this weekend. It's one of the ones I got. It's 6 and a green. It's sorcery. It's got domain. You create a 3/3 green beast for each basic land type you control. Or 1 of the green, you discard it, search your library for basic land, reveal it, shuffle it, gain 3 life. I really, really like that. Number 1 is it can make you 15 power. It's pretty good at 7 mana for 15 power. Number 2, though, it just land fixes you. So it's great early, great late. Like the fact that you can throw it away to go get a basic land, put it into your hand, gain 3 life on the basic land. It just does a lot of great things. The modes on it are awesome.
I just wanted to go back to the Haughty Djinn, the flavor text. I love it. I adore your outfit. It's so rustic.
Do you want to take this one here, Brian? I think you'd enjoy this.
Sure. So we got Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief, green and a blue, legendary creature, fairy rogue. Flying, whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy,
Oh, Jesus.
you may copy that spell. The copy
Jesus.
targets Ivy.
Oh, really?
Oh, I think
Really?
I'm making like at least like 3 commanders out of this deck.
Number
Out of
one,
this stuff.
first and foremost,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're against anyone who's buffing their creatures with abilities, it's a player, not just you.
Oh wow!
So if you're stacked up, like if I'm playing like a Tuvasa Auras deck, you're also playing a Tuvasa's Auras deck on top of your Aura deck.
Yeah. It's really good. I see the power of this right now, bro. Just from one of my friends that I taught him how to play Magic the Gathering, period. And he started using these cards that I never would have thought to put together, right? And he just kills everybody, bro. It's like there's nothing you can do about it, you know? And this right here is like, I mean, I'm seeing combos with this card right now. Just with cards in this set we've already read.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Ivy on its own is phenomenal for your own deck style that's already going to take advantage of it. Anyone who's targeting their own things, like target creature gets flying, target creature gets like anyone playing any auras or combat tricks. I play a lot of combat tricks. You know how rough that is? If, like even a gigantic growth, I will also get 3/3.
I'm just like, looking at all these cards. I'm like, boy, Magic's really going socialist. Everybody gets everything.
Yeah,
Brian, I think you know that.
I think this one could have been mythic rare.
Oh, but
I think this one could have been mythic rare, and the other mythic rare could have been rare. You know?
Yeah, I do think that this is a really cool card, especially for such a low mana cost. The ability to, like, I think this could be a great budget commander, right? Like, there's a ton of awesome, like, Blue's got, Slothy's Ramsey deck was a great example of Blues with its awesome power to be unblockable stuff, and Green buffs so much, so just the fact that you can get these huge creatures, Green has lots of auras matter, Blue has lots of draws to get you there. I think that you could just make a really, really strong deck.
man, Rancor even just gets so much more payoff on this.
Yeah, double Rancor?
Always double Rancor.
Well, double Bear Umbra? Double Bear Umbra's real problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, do you want to take this next one here? I think you'll enjoy this one a lot. It's a cool artifact.
Oof. Yeah, so we got Joyra, Ageless Innovator. I have to say, I love the naval kind of cannons behind her.
Yeah.
That really just... so we got legendary... so she costs a blue and a red. Legendary creature, human artificer. Tap, put 2 ingenuity counters on Joyra, Ageless Innovator. Then you may put an artifact card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is the number of ingenuity counters on Joyra. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Except Solemnity again, just
yeah, Solemnity would wreck this deck. We've got the Pain, Gruul Land, the Carplucin Forest, Carplucin, who knows? Either way, she's a friend. Anyway. Slothy, you want to take this next one?
You want to take this next one? Because I'm going to take the one after that.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. We've got Keldon Flamesage. It is 2 and a red for a human shaman, 2/3, within list. When it attacks, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is its power. You can exile an instant or sorcery with mana value X or less from among them, put the rest on the bottom in a random order, and you can cast the exiled without paying its mana cost. I think that's a really cool ability. Mm-hmm. Even just being able to dig 2 deep if you aren't and cast something 2 or less for free is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, now you take the next one, which is a killer card. A card you could make literally with only land ramp if you wanted. It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorites from this set as well. It's King Darian the 48th. 1 a green and a white for a 2/3 legendary human soldier. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Then you can pay 3 green and a white, put a +1/+1 counter on King Darian, and create a 1/1 soldier creature token. And you can sacrifice King Darian to have creature tokens you control gain indestructible and hexproof until end of turn.
What a phenomenal, this is a deck that I'm going to build for sure. I think you also obviously want to build this one.
Yeah, I'm going to build this one, and I'm also throwing this card into Ginny Faye.
Well, I personally love anything that has a good mana sync ability, right? Like, again, a lot of times when I play Brian, and like we both have Selvala decks, right? A lot of time we've got so much mana we don't even know what to do with it. But the fact that you can like power buff this guy as well as like make soldiers while you do it, and he buffs the soldiers, and he can keep all soldier or all creature tokens. Like it does a lot. This is a very, very cool card with, again, phenomenally beautiful artwork.
Yeah,
both versions look awesome.
I was kind of disappointed when I read that his creature type was human, because he really looks more dwarfish than human.
Well, he's from the previous Darian, right? Like he's one of the Legends reimagined.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I've been kind of cruising through some of these cards. There's a lot of elves and humans and stuff. Some of these other races really aren't getting that much love. Or like dwarves, like
there's a dwarf commander in here.
They're just rare, but there's just not that support though for the tribe.
But they're getting it. They're getting there.
I hope so.
The next elf is possibly one of the best elves they've ever printed. It's stupid how good it is.
Yeah.
Brian, you want this one? You play Lathril?
Yeah, so we got Leaf Crowned Visionary, 2 green, Elf Druid. Other elves you control get +1/+1, because obviously elves need more buffing. Whenever you can cast an elf spell, you may pay a green. If you do, draw a card. I think the problem with elves is that you have so much selection to put into them that it
has nothing but support, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so hard. Like, everyone could choose a different deck, or everyone's going to build and have the exact same ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We have Leyline Binding. I like that one again because, again, I like Domain. Leyline Binding is 5 and a white. It has Flash. It's an enchantment. It costs 1 less for each basic land type you control. So, again, this can come down as 1. It enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. I really like that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those other kind of trap cards that you only like 1 white or something like that.
Yep. Like
trap your guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You've activated my trap card.
Mm-hmm. I love doing that.
I'm going to take another Domain one because, again, I like Domain. I don't know if I've made that clear. Llanowar Green Widow is 2 and a green for a spider. It's reach, trample, 4/3. Great stats. It has a Domain ability with 7 and a green. You can return Llanowar Green Widow from your graveyard to the battlefield. Tapped, it gains if it would leave the battlefield, exile it instead. And it costs 1 less for each land type you control, so you can basically bring it back for 2 in a 5-color deck. It's not phenomenal, but still cool to bring back.
On the full art version there, it looks like there's a typo.
Is there?
Yeah, it says return from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped.
Oh, double tapped, yeah. It's tapped. Okay.
It's tapped.
And this one actually says when it would leave the battlefield, so you can't even blink this one.
Yeah, you can't blink this one. It comes back once. But again, a 4/3 reach trampler is pretty great early game stats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ability
not bad even late game after board wipe.
That's the other thing, right? If you've got if you're playing against a very aggro kind of deck, someone's trying to Aurelia the War Leader you to death. The fact that you can, if you have the mana, just still bring this back at instant speed as a blocker. Oh no, it's tapped. I forgot. It's not coming back as a blocker.
Nope.
All right, well then it's less good. This is also another cool elf. Lone Speaker. 1 and green for an elf druid, 1/3. I love elf druids. Taps for 1 mana of any color, which is great color fixing in so many decks. Also taps, target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with haste until end of turn. It's still a land, activate only as a sorcery. Yeah.
Again, elves have so much support.
I'm going to put this in the Obun deck where I like to animate my Inkmoth.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take any of those abilities away. It's just going to be now a 3/3 infect and make my friends not like me.
Moving on from infect. This next one I really like. It's Mariah, Scholar of Antiquity, 1 red and a green for a 3/3 legendary elf artificer. Tap an untapped non-token artifact you control to add green. Tap 2 untapped non-token artifacts you control. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. I
love this card.
Grulerza.
Yeah, this is it is Grulerza. Yeah, it's very strong. I this is one of the ones I don't like, the stained glass. It's nothing against Carly Mazer, but I have not liked any artwork she's done in Magic. It's not the artwork for me. I don't like it. It's not good.
Hey, we found Faithless Looting.
It's the same artist. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's Carly Mazer.
Sorry, Carly.
Yeah,
I actually quite like that artworort.
So
like the Mariah, not Faithless Looting. Just to clarify.
Again, some people like it and stuff. I just if it's not Magic artwork, it's totally fine. Like I think it's like really cool, like stylistically and stuff. But it's just not what I like on a Magic card. To me, it just looks like you would see like a weird cheap proxy, and it's nothing against anyone who likes it. I like lots of artwork that tons of people hate, and there's tons of horrendously bad. Like I just made like the new Rogue Sank whatever Kobold one, and I got a bunch of red auras that are like back from like Visions, and they're horrendous. So I get it. There's lots of other bad artwork. It's not just this one that I don't like. It's just I haven't enjoyed the direction of those cards.
Well, we'll leave it on a good note. I like the red and yellow and orange feathers.
Yeah, it's cool artwork. Like it's like as like a picture like on a wall. Like it's a nice classy looking art piece.
That's kind of how I see this one. Like it's kind of like a big poster or something on your wall.
And that's the thing, right? They a bunch of people have showed the full art versions of things like Faithless Looting and stuff, and they do look significantly better than the card, right? Because this is like she does a giant print of something and then they like crop it down for a Magic card because it has to be there. So the full versions of these things are great. There's great colors, but maybe it's just how they translate into the cards. I don't know. I like the normal version more.
Yeah.
Ooh, I really like this next guy.
Take it away.
Oh, next up we got Nemata, Primeval Warden. Yeah, Primeval Warden. 2, a black and a green legendary creature tree folk. And we know those tree folk can reach because apparently they're taller than Eldrazi's.
Mm-hmm.
If a creature in opponent control would die, exile it instead. When you do, create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. Pay 1 green, sacrifice a Saproling. Nemata, Primeval Warden gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Black and colorless, sacrifice 2 Saprolings to draw a card. Yep. Love it. I think this is just so much fun.
Very killer abilities.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is also one of the other ones I don't like the stained glass of. But specifically because of how good the normal version is drawn.
Yeah, that one looks really cool.
Yeah, the normal version is just drawn like very ominous. I like it.
The glowing green eyes.
Yeah, I'll do the land. The land's not good, I don't think. You tap to add a colorless, tap to add 1 mana of any color, spend it only for a legendary spell. I guess that's not horrible. Tap to add 1 mana of any color among legendary permanents you control, which again, not horrible. And then 3, you exile a target legendary creature, gains hexproof and indestructible on turn. It does lots, but I don't know. It's too much on a card.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's all right. This one's pretty cool. Take this one, Slothy.
Yeah, so this next one is Quirion Beastcaller, 1 green for a 2/2 Dryad Warrior. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Quirion Beastcaller, and when Quirion Beastcaller dies, distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of target creatures you control, where X is the number of counters, or +1/+1 counters on Quirion Beastcaller.
I love cards like this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's especially if you get this out early, like you're gonna really buff this up huge, and then when it dies, it redistributes. I like it.
Yeah,
it's more like the upgraded elf. That whenever an elf comes into play, put a +1/+1 counter. This one just has when it dies, you can rearrange these.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've got Rattus Firebrand. It's 1 in a red human warrior, 3/1. Whenever it attacks target player defending creature controls with power less than its power can't block. And it has domain, 5 in a red. Rattus Firebrand gets 2/2 until on a turn. This ability costs 1 less for each basic land type among lands you control. Activate only once each turn. I don't like that activate only once. If you could, if you had the domain and you could power Fire Breathe this +2/+2, I think that would be a really great payoff. The fact that like, it at best becomes like a 5/3 is meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
This next one, Ragefire Hellkite. This one I think is pretty cool. We got 4 2 red dragon flying. Whenever Ragefire Hellkite attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, Ragefire Hellkite gains double strike until end of turn. Some big bonks.
I want you to take this next one too, Brian, because I think that this is going to knock your little socks off.
Next up, we got Ratadrabek of Urborg. 2 white-black legendary creatures, zombie wizard, vigilance, and ward 2. Other zombies you control have vigilance. Hey, as long as we're buffing some other creatures here. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary. It's a 2/2 black zombie in addition to its other creature types.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Sweet.
I wish it was other legendaries just in general, not that you control, because like
Getting
I said,
everyone's that would be wicked.
Yeah, like I said, Magic's going socialist. Everyone gets Canary. Exactly.
I still have that queued up from the Turgid episode. I really don't change my soundboard much.
No, you don't.
We've got, this is a phenomenal Dragon Commander, I think. It is Ravaz of the Claw, 1 black, 1 red. It's a Vishana Warlock, 3/3 with Menace. Tap, you add 2 mana and any combination of colors. Spend it only to cast dragons, which is awesome. Dragon Ramp is great. Once during each of your turn, you can cast a dragon from your graveyard, which is also great. And whenever you cast a dragon from your graveyard, it gains when this creature dies exiled. Not as great.
Again, when it dies, if we have a way to bounce it, we're good.
That is true.
Yep.
It's got really
play
cool.
5 colors, throw in some blue, and just.
I do really like its alt art, like the.
Yeah, the stained glass looks great.
I like most of the stained glass, like I said.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. You get it. We've got Rundevelt Hordemaster as well. I want to take this one. Sorry, Slothy. It is a 1 in the red with a 1/1. It's a Goblin Warrior, and other goblins you control get 1/1. Whenever it or another goblin you control dies, exile the top card of your library. If it's a goblin, you can cast it until the end of your next turn, which is so good. So good. Yeah, Slothy, please, you take this silly one.
Sure. So this next one is Sarah Redeemer, 3 double white for a 2/4 Angel Soldier with flying. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, put 2 +1/+1 counters on that creature.
Yeah, that's really good for any deck making Saprolines, plant tokens, soldier tokens.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get silly. Really, really silly, really fast.
That's why we like Magic. Everything can be silly.
The next one's also a pretty silly one for cleric decks, and there's a lot of really cool clerics. We got Shadow
There's so
Right
many
Priest.
cool clerics.
Shadow Right Priest, 1 in a black for a 2/2 human cleric. Other clerics control get 1/1. Great anthem effect. 3 black, tap, sack another cleric, search your library for a black creature card, put onto the battlefield, and shuffle. That's rough. That's a rough ability. There's a lot of very problematic black cards.
Especially that jive with clerics.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Shivan Reef.
Yeah,
this is a fantastic.
Oh yeah, the other artwork is really, really cool.
Really liking that, actually.
Someone take the next one, because I have to take the one after it.
So we got Silver Scrutiny, X 2 blue. You may cast Silver Scrutiny as though it had flash if X is 3 or less. Draw X cards.
Yeah, not bad.
Flash for 3 or less, so flash for 5, get 3 cards.
Yes. All right, I must talk about the next one. It's possibly
obviously you need to get your boys.
Yeah, one of my favorite cards from the set because I love the lore of Squee. The new lore of Squee as well, by the way, is that he finally has died and got a choice to like basically stay dead or get exiled. I can't remember the exact of it. I'll go over the lore with John, but Squee is now currently mortal. That is the whole point of this new Squee, is Squee's come back one last time and now can live a mortal, normal life. So it's Squee Dubious Monarch. It's 2...
That's terrifying.
Yeah, 2 and a red. Squee is a legendary goblin noble, 2/2, with haste. Whenever Squee attacks, you create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. So again, first off, phenomenal aggro in goblins. And just like cool effect for anything like a Jetmir deck, an Ishan deck, a Wolfgar deck, anything that's doubling attack triggers is great. And then you can recast Squee from your graveyard by paying 3 and a red and exiling 4 other cards from your graveyard rather than paying its mana cost. So it is a steep cost, but again, he's not immortal now. So, and I love that in it he's got his Squeeze toy in both versions. That's what's under his hand. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's part of the legacy weapon is Squeeze toy. So we're just going to end it there. As I said, everyone's kind of got to head out a little bit earlier today, and this is a long episode. I think Slothy and I will finish up the list next week as maybe a bonus episode.
Sure.
Just like do a second one. kind of make up, because there's a bunch of uncommons that are worth talking for, even if it's a short 15-20 minute bonus episode. Basically, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is awesome that you spent the episode with us. Let us know what you like of these Dominaria cards so far. I am just a giant fan of this set in general. I think it's brought a lot more to the table than recent sets. It's definitely better than Baldur's Gate value-wise, I think. If you liked it, definitely let us know. Chat on Instagram with us. We're very active in Discord. You can always come let us know what you do. Is there a card that you think our assessment was wrong on? I know a few of us had differing opinions on some of it. Yeah, let us know kind of what you thought. Thanks so much again. Have a great week.
Yeah.